What's going on, Nerd Nation? This is Sleevecard signing in, and today, guys, I'm very, very excited to welcome you to our very first Pokemon Lockdown here on the channel, and from what I can tell, possibly the first one out on YouTube. So let me go through what a lockdown is, just so you guys kind of understand the concept, which I was kind of developing for about a month or so now. So, what a lockdown is, in my mind, and possibly else out there, but like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere else, but what a lockdown is a combination of a Pokemon Nuzlocke, which you guys should all be familiar with, and Pokemon Showdown, which you know we do use a lot here on the channel. So how this is going to kind of work is, I'll be playing through Pokemon Red, the original Pokemon Red game for, you know, the Nintendo Game Boy. But I will not be playing through it on the game itself, on a ROM, anything like that. In fact, we are only going to be playing just the battles on Pokemon Showdown. So to answer a couple questions, go through a couple rules, and then have you guys pick our starters today. That's what we're going to try and tackle in this video. So the reason why I decided to do this as opposed to playing an actual Pokemon ROM as our first kind of playthrough on the channel is because I feel like it's going to be more of a challenge. So how it's going to work is we'll be playing through the game. So for example, we're picking our starter this episode. Next episode, we'll have our first rival battle with our level 5 starter and their level 5 starter. And so forth and so on. We'll have our encounters on each route. We'll have gym battles, Elite Four battles, Team Rocket, the whole 9 yards. But instead of playing it on the game, we're playing it on a Showdown because this way I'm taking on human opponents. And the advantage there is human opponents can think, they can switch out Pokemon, they can do everything that the CPU doesn't do in the game, therefore making it a lot more of a challenge. So whereas in the game, you know, you might have that Pokemon that's like, they're using Bide when they shouldn't be, if it's Brock, those kind of things. Well, now, one, they don't have to use Bide because a human is going to outthink that. So one, it's going to be a lot more of a challenge. Two, is it's going to actually mix up some of the battles. So what I mean by that is, with our rival, for example, they're going to be using the same method we are to get random encounters. So it's not going to be the traditional blue team where it'll be the starter the strongest to us, you know, like Pidgeot, all that kind of stuff down through the line. It will actually be a randomized team, just like ours is going to be. Now, for random encounters, how this is going to work is we have a random number generator online, which we're going to plug in the numbers to each Pokemon, or not each Pokemon, but let's say Route 1, you have a 55% chance of running into a Pidgey and a 45% chance of running into a Rattata. Well, we're going to be able to plug both of those into a random number generator, and it's going to spit out what our encounter is going to be. And then we actually have to take them on and defeat them in order for them to gain or to enter our team. Now, so you guys kind of understand it. Now let's go through some general rules that all Nuzlockes have, just as a refresher if you guys haven't watched a Nuzlocke in a while, and so you kind of understand how ours is going to differ a little bit because there won't be certain factors since we're not actually playing the game. Things like grinding and whatnot actually aren't going to exist. So, for example, the basic rules of a Nuzlocke are: 1, you have to capture the first Pokemon you encounter in every route, or you get nothing. Not a zilch, zero, nothing. So, for that being said, like I said, we're going to generate our Pokemon through a random generator, our number generator. So let's say Route 1 we end up getting a Pidgey. We have to, 1, battle that Pidgey, defeat the Pidgey in order to capture it. If we do not defeat the Pidgey, we get nothing. And obviously we would lose the lock as well. If we get that Pidgey, there's no swapping it out for a Rattata or anything like that down the line. The only exception, of course, will be Dupe's Claws, which I do want to use in this, because otherwise we're going to be getting a lot of Pidgeys. A lot of Pidgeys, a lot of Rattata in the beginning. The second rule is you must nickname every single Pokemon that you do capture that makes it into your team. So we will be nicknaming them. The point for this, of course, is to make stronger, more long-lasting bonds between us and our Pokemon. And the third, final, and most important rule of all, if your Pokemon faints at any points during the Nuzlocke, the Lockdown, the Showdown, anything like that, if the Pokemon faints, it is gone, dead, deceased, no more, and we can no longer use it. And then the only other thing, to add a bit of more challenge and more realism to it, I am adding in a fourth rule. So the fourth rule goes like this. Because there is no grinding, since we're using Pokemon Showdown as opposed to an actual game, I can't go into the wild and just grind and grind and grind and get super leveled up. So what we're doing is certain battles are going to be kind of like level setting battles. So for example, if our first battle obviously is against our rival who has a level 5 starter. So what our team is going to consist of is one Pokemon at level 5, which of course will be our starter. The second battle that we come across our rival in, he has a level 9 and a level 8 Pokemon. So at that point, our team can consist of 2 Pokemon at level 9, one at level 9 and one at level 8. And so forth and so on. So some of these level setting battles will be rival battles. Some will be Giovanni, for example, we come across a couple times. He's a level setting battle. Any of the gym leaders are level setting, as are the Elite Four, and so forth and so on. So think of them as the key battles. Now anything in between those battles, the people that we do end up battling, we do not level up. So for example, there are a couple battles between that second gym leader, or I'm sorry, that second rival battle and Brock, where we are going to have one level 8 and one level 9 Pokemon going up against, you know, sometimes a team of like 5 or 6 Pokemon, or I think his gym trainer has like 2 level 11s, those kind of things. So which is where us thinking strategically is really going to matter. So with that being said, guys, now that you guys kind of understand the rules, kind of understand how everything's going to work out, I'm leaving it up to you to pick our starter. So our starters, obviously, because we were playing Pokemon Red, are going to be Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. I know I just said those out of order. So Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Personally, guys, pick whatever you like. I can tell you that when I first played way back when, my favorite one has always been Squirtle. But I don't want to lead you, so I am okay playing as Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, because at the end of the day, this is not only just going to be my, first foray into this on the channel, but it's also yours. So it's going to be our team. I want you guys to have input on who the starter is. If you have cool nicknames, put those down. Like anything like that whatsoever. Anything to make you feel like you and I were playing together and we're going to win this together, okay? So with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave this up for you guys. Pick one of those 3 starters. Before I do get out of here, though, I also want to give a shout out to San-chan, who made this awesome layout for me. So thank you. That is a really cool layout. I hope you guys like it. I personally love it. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to leave this video open for starter votes, I guess. I'm thinking until probably Thursday or Friday, at which point I will sit down and start filming the second episode, really the first, but also the second episode of this. So have you guys votes in the next couple days so that we can pick a starter that you all agree on. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. This is Sleevecard signing out. Have yourselves a beautiful day, and I will see you later.